Every cloud though, the Scottish have defeated the English. Wait, but they're Welsh. Oh, wait, they play in the English League. Oh. This competition really is a shambles, eh? Last word. Get in the bin. Yes, that was said on the last word, and it's sparked a wee light bulb at the top of my head. I really wanted to kind of start a new thing on the channel, and I've decided that it is going to be based around the quote of "get in the bin." So therefore, we have said bin. Inside here, over time, I am going to gather together things within football that I think should get in the bin. I'll get some sort of wee sign for the front of this at some point just to go along with the gimmick, but for now it is simply just a bin, and inside it currently is a few things that I'm going to talk you through that I think should get in the bin in football, modern football, football in general. So first up is a controversial type 1. Modern footballers on Instagram. Now why is this one in here, I hear you ask? Well, it's mainly because of a lot of different people in football that I've seen, football players that haven't really made it yet, and then start taking selfies of themselves that make them look like they're some sort of prima donna. I don't personally like that side of it. I think that's where Instagram especially, that's why it's Instagram and not just social media, because Twitter isn't like that. Instagram is fully about photos and how you want your life to be seen, and I just don't like the prima donna aspect of when footballers post sometimes on Instagram. A prime example of this one, and it's the only example I could really think of in time to do this video. No harm to Josh Coley, okay? But he's a Dunfermline player. I follow Dunfermline players on Instagram, so he's an easy one to pick out. He is one that falls into this category of modern footballers on Instagram that I just don't particularly like. Sometimes. It's important to note that it's only sometimes, because it's only when they do certain things on Instagram. So as you can see by the picture on the screen now, this is a picture of Josh Coley sitting in his car, someone's car, drinking a Starbucks, looking away for the camera. And my question is, why do we need this photo? Like, why does this photo need to really exist? My second question is, who's taking the photo and why are they taking the photo? I just don't get that type of photo. It's probably just more of a personal thing for me, but for me it has to go in the bin, this type of stuff. As far as I'm concerned, this is the type of content that I want to see from my modern day footballers on Instagram, specifically on that platform, posting about days out with a club, posting about games and come and support the boys and stuff like that, reacting to cup draws when you get a really good draw and you're really buzzing for a game of football. Obviously Josh Coley hasn't been playing much for Dunfermline this season, so maybe that's why he's not posting as much football stuff, but for my modern day footballers, I want to see football posts and then the odd selfie here and there. Nothing that's too prima donna like, and nothing that really is just cringe. So for me, modern day footballers on Instagram, in the bin. Next up, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet because we all know why we don't like this one. Foreign teams in the Challenge Cup. Now, of course, this year we had a lot of different teams once again. It's been the Irn-Bru Cup in previous seasons, the Petrofac Cup it once was, but that was before these foreign teams came into it. Now it's the Tunnocks Canmore Wafer Challenge Cup, and we once again have teams from within the UK, foreign if you want to call it that, entering into the competition and having a chance of winning it. And albeit one of my best away days for Dunfermline was going to Boreham Wood last year in the Irn-Bru Cup, yes, I really did enjoy that day, especially since it was last season and that was a terrible season. But that's where my liking for these teams being in it ends. I do not like the notion that they can go on and win it. A Northern Irish, Irish, Welsh or English team winning any Scottish competition should never, ever be allowed. And the fact that it is in this competition, I simply do not like it. And that is the simple, core reason why this has to get in the bin and stay in there. Spit on it, stand on it, I don't care. I do not want any of those teams winning this competition ever, and that is final. I'm mightily glad that there is no foreign teams left in this year's Tunnocks Canmore Wafer Challenge Cup. Let's just hope they never, ever win it. And my final one is this. Media trained interviews. Yet another one that's a bit weird to have a complete disliking against, but it just gets on my nerves. Like the modern day footballers on Instagram one. It's just something that gets on my nerves, and it's maybe just a personal thing, but when footballers come in, and yes, they've got to say certain things because they can't just go all out and slag certain people or completely open up about things because some things just stay in the dressing room, etc, etc. But the players that just sometimes give such boring interviews, managers as well. Alan Johnson really fell at this, and a lot of managers do. You don't get many that have so much character that they come out and say exactly how they're feeling, and that's what lets interviews down, in my opinion. It almost makes them pointless in a way because you just know what managers should be saying, but you want to hear a wee bit more, and media trained interviews completely kill that. A good example of a manager who does not need media training to do an interview is Dick Campbell. He gives his honest opinion and he's just brilliant at it. And I know I bang on about Dick Campbell so much, but it's because he's just the perfect character for Scottish football, and he is at the forefront of the exact opposite of media trained interviews, and that's why he's in Good Guys FC, and media trained interviews is going in the bin. So there is the first few entries into get in the bin. Let me know any that you've got in the comments below, and I'd be interested to hear it, because throughout the season we can add to this, just like all the other things, like your Good Guys FC, Fraud FC and Bobbag FC, and we'll see how it goes, see what it's like come the end of the season. But aye, that's it for this video guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, comment down below your thoughts on any of this, and subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, I'll see you then. Cheers guys.